All right, guys, I'm super pumped. We have Rajul in the house, and this is going to be a pretty sweet episode here that we do with Rajul. So, context, guys, because you know that I don't just interview anybody. So, Rajul has been working with us on a handful of different things as it relates to our credibility on social media platforms in a handful of different ways. So, we're going to get into what that looks like, what Rajul does, what success Rajul has had, and why it is that he works with such big brands, both on smaller scales, not just big brands, but small scale brands and big brands. So pretty pumped for this. But Rajul, what's up, man?
Thank you so much for having me on this interview, Rob. I'm just going to give you a quick uh, overview, like what I'm doing all about, and what's the things that I've been up to, so that everyone watching this live video will get a basic idea about how we are going about everything. And yeah, man, people will be able to understand what we are doing over here.
Yeah, dude, I would
So
love to hear, like, how did you guys start? How'd you get started? And like, what's your story?
yeah, so I basically started back in 2018, if I want to be very specific. So earlier, I was also into a sales job, just like you. So we have like pretty much similar story there. So I was working in a couple of organizations before starting my own business. And I had a basic idea about sales and marketing, but I just wanted to do something on my own because I just saw that, there is much more potential in this industry. And I would not be able to reach my full potential if I'm just getting stuck in a job wherein I'm not able to make the most out of it, if that makes sense. So then I slowly started, doing more research on social media and seeing what's the demand in the market, how we can, provide more value to the client, and how I can basically make a living out of it. So earlier I just started as a freelancer, to be very honest with you. I was just taking randomly few projects and seeing how I can help these clients from India, first of all. So I was getting paid $200 or $300 on a single project when I started back in 2018. And that was just not enough amount of money that we were making. So again, I was not completely fulfilled or satisfied with that. So then I I've done much more research on that as well. And then I came up with this business idea. I was also noticing other guys doing the same thing, but they were mostly doing it in US, UK, remotely. So that was the social media agency business approach, wherein we basically reach out to clients and we basically help them with their branding, paid ads, making sure that they are able to make more sales, making sure they are consistently growing their revenue, brand value, and all of that good stuff over the month. So that's how I started with my agency. And I slowly transformed my clientele from India to then US, UK, Canada, and Australia. So right now I'm basically working with mostly tier 1 country clients only. So yeah, man, that's where I am at as of now. And we have been pretty successful in the last few years, and we are consistently growing. And apart from that, we have also started helping other agencies on the same journey, because I have just noticed few bottlenecks that any agency owner comes across whenever they are trying to scale their agency from $10,000 to 20,000 or 50,000 or even $100,000 per month or beyond. So that's where we are helping agency owners right now as well, with the service delivery, so that we can basically make sure that they are getting consistent, great results with the service, and they are able to retain their clients for a longer period of time, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. So walk me through that. What does your offer look like? So this way everyone else can know, like, what exactly are the offers you have available?
Sure thing. So for the offer thing, basically we work with two sort of clients. First one is the direct clients that we work with. So there is no middle person in between. So for direct clients, we work with e-commerce brands and info products like online coaches. So for e-commerce, it's we basically take care of their paid ads campaign on Facebook, Instagram, and Google as well. So we make sure that they are able to make more amount of return on ad spend on whatever money that they are spending on the ads. And we basically make sure that they are consistently growing their revenue predictably month over month with a strategic approach that we have successfully implemented on multiple other e-commerce brands that we are working over the past few years. And at the same time, we also take care of their branding and make sure that their brand is looking completely unique compared with their competition. So if somebody searches them on Instagram, they will be able to see that they have a huge brand on Instagram. They have those real followers, lots of positive comments spreading across their content and stuff like that. And it's a
Which is
holistic
which is
approach,
huge,
basically.
by the way. Not to cut you off, but that's
Yeah.
a huge thing, dude. There's so many people doing the Instagram growth, and it's such a bad experience.
Hmm.
So it's refreshing to see somebody get like legitimate followers on accounts. Because I've
Yeah.
done this stuff before, with other people before working with you, and it's just been like a totally different experience. So
Yeah.
not to cut you off, but just wanted to address that. So anyway, you can keep going.
Yeah, man. So with the Instagram stuff as well, like the way we do it is completely different than like majority of the agencies doing it in the market right now. So majority of the agencies will do like follow and follow methods, some automation tools, or maybe they will spend like thousands of dollars on paid ads and would not get any sort of returns in terms of growth. And the last approach is like giveaways, which is very shady method in my opinion. Like I just don't recommend giveaways to any of my clients. So the way we do it is through shout out growth campaigns. So we have literally collaborated with 250 plus pages on Instagram, which are into different niches, and they have anywhere around 500,000 to 2 million plus followers on their account. So we basically utilize their audience to leverage real followers for our clients. So it's a complete inbound approach, and we don't violate any sort of policies with that kind of approach. And it's very much scalable. We have scaled brands from like literally uh, like almost like 2,000 followers to up to like 100,000 plus real followers. Their credibility just increases by 10x to 20x in no time, like literally like 3 to 4 months of time. And that's how we are scaling the brands in terms of Instagram growth and branding. On the top of that, we also take care of the PR. So we have direct access with the authors of all of these big publications, be it like Forbes, Business Insider, Medium, name it anything. Like you can name literally 150 publications, and I'll be able to have the direct contact with some of the other person in that publication. So
Yeah.
that's how we are taking care of the entire approach. And once an e-commerce brand signs up with us, they don't have to worry about marketing or branding. It's completely done for them with our team. So
Yeah.
that's
So
what I'm at.
And I want to add something else to that too, just because everyone's watching this and going to have their own opinion based on what you just said here. And what I'll say is the shout out approach, if you've done it before, because I've done it before. And I
Mhm.
can tell you guys like watching this that just because you've done a shout out campaign before with somebody doesn't mean you've done a shout out campaign with Rajul. That's like when people work with us for Messenger, they're like, I've done DM messaging before, I've done phone calls before. It doesn't
Yeah,
work. It's like, no, bro, you just don't work doing it. Like do it the way
yeah.
we do it, and it does work. So I just want to give some
That's
context for that.
Yeah, I 100% agree, man. Like, even like before working with you and your team, the way we were doing the DMs were not, very strategic, and it was too much salesy, to be very honest. After like, implementing your resources in my marketing strategies, the results have been like, amazingly well. And the way we do it different is like, because we are not just doing this for ourselves, but we are also doing it for other agency owners. The same Instagram growth, paid ads, branding, all that stuff. And right now we have over 200 plus plans that we are growing on a monthly basis for just Instagram growth across all the white label partners that we have got. So the first offer is like, running paid ads, branding and marketing campaigns for e-commerce and online coaches, which is info product also. And the other kind of clients that we work with are the agency owners who are like at 10,000, 20,000, and they are looking to scale, and they don't want to get stuck just because of the service delivery. Because when you scale, things become little crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So dude, talk to us about that, because you have a lot of clients. So like what type of
Yeah.
clients do you work with?
So the kind of plans, like, are you asking in terms of the white label or the direct plans?
Let's do both. So this way everyone knows like the white label and then also that.
Sure thing. So for the direct plans, as I said, we mostly prefer working with e-commerce brands who are doing at least like $10,000 to $15,000 a month in revenue, which is pretty much the startup phase. And we also work with some brands who are doing like little over $100,000 to 500,000 plus in the monthly revenue. And the other clients that we work with are the clients who are selling an info product, be it a course like $1,000 course or a $5,000 course, and the online coaches who are basically selling high ticket programs anywhere from like $5,000 to up to $10,000 for a 12-month program kind of a thing. So we basically make sure that their brand is looking like like an authority in the industry, so that whenever somebody searches, or like let's say even if they are doing organic outreach on Instagram and Facebook, they are going to get great responses. People are not going to take objections on their authority, or like, why we should do business with you. This is the most common objection any online coach or info product brand or an e-commerce brand get these days. Like, why people should trust them. Like, if there is no social proof, it's very hard to, convert people to sell on, your products or the services, whatever stuff you are selling. So that's where we come into the place, and we take care of all of that stuff for the clients, and we make sure that they are consistently getting great results without doing any sort of like, hard.
Dude, that's so much. I mean, guys, if you're listening to this, you're obviously saying like, wow, that makes a lot of sense. And whenever you're scaling a company, it helps to have someone reliable in your corner. So let's break that down, man. Like, so how do you white label? Because let's talk about that part of the service. How do you white label, and
Sure.
what do you white label for exactly?
Sure thing. So for the white label part, there are like lots of agencies who are working with this contractors or freelancers for paid ads, and they are just not able to like, consistently get great results for their clients. And there are a couple of reasons. First is like, there is not effective communication. The freelancers or the contractors just end up ghosting the agency owner. That's the first bottleneck. The second thing is they just don't have enough experience spending good amount of money on, this paid ads platform like Facebook or Google. So that's where we come into the place, and we make sure that we are collaborating strategically with those agency owners, making sure that the agency owner can make at least 50 to maximum like 85 to 90% of profit margins after our cost. So it's like we are going to take care of the service delivery for the agency owner. They are just going to outsource the entire service delivery to me and my team in the backend. And they will just, communicate with the client and be the face of their agency and make that 80% profit margin without doing any work.
Nice, dude. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you were to sum it up in like a sentence, how do you do it differently? Because there's a lot of people out there that say they do it, but like, how do you guys do it differently?
Yeah. So the way we do it differently is like, whenever an agency owner approaches us, like, we first of all understand what's their current situation, and what's the bottleneck that they have with their businesses, and we understand like the kind of clients that they are working with. We are actually able to create like, some sort of results for their clients, which will basically move the needle in their business. And we just have basically I just have a call first of all with the agency owner to make sure that they are a good fit for what we are doing, be it like IG growth, Facebook paid ads or PR or anything like that. And if I and the agency owner thinks that we are a good fit, then I basically just let them know the entire process, like how we go about it.
Nice.
And yeah, so we basically discuss the entire approach. We see like, how much profit margins the particular agency owner can make. And if the expectations are 100% on the same page for both the parties, then we make a move. And that's how we initiate the partnership, I would say. So that's how I'm mostly different than any other contractors who are just, doing it on the freelancing basis just to make that, $1 or $3,000 a month revenue. Like, we are not much focused on the revenue for white label partners. We just want to make sure that they are able to retain their clients for at least 6 to 9 months of time, which is pretty high compared with the industry standards that with the agency owners. Most of the agency owners are not able to retain their clients for more than 3 months for obvious reasons.
Yeah, no, that's good, man. And for everyone wondering, like, what is it that I do with Rajul? We do PR ranking with Rajul. So really effective PR ranking, and then Instagram growth and some stuff with Facebook. So if you guys are wondering like what it is exactly we do, because we're not an e-commerce company, that's what we do with Rajul. So if you're a coaching company, consultant, technically even an agency owner should be doing these things anyway. If you're at a certain point in your business, like, highly recommend Rajul to reach out to him. If you're an e-commerce brand, I trust Rajul on this end of things, so why wouldn't I trust him to recommend him on that? But just so everyone knows, like, what I do with Rajul.
That's it, man. Like, with the agency owners only, sorry to cut you, but there are also some of the agency owners who are implementing the similar strategies that we are implementing for the client acquisition. And they also end up doing the PR, Instagram growth, and basically end up building their social platforms to increase their outreach and, to increase their numbers for the client acquisition. So that's also helpful for agency owners, I would say.
So, dude, like, where can people find you, man? Because if they want to work with you, like we're working with you, like, where do they go? Like, what are the right channels?
The right channels would be finding me directly on Facebook. So if you just, Google my name, you would be able to find my LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. And we can also, like, if it's possible, we can link the social profiles so that, anybody who is in need, be it a direct client or be it an agency owner who is struggling with the service delivery, they can directly reach out to me through that platform. And yeah, man, it's pretty easy to reach out to me. And if we decide to work together, then I directly send my direct point of contact with that agency owner. So it's very easy to work with me.
Nice. Well, I'll tell you what I'll do, man, because this video will end up being on a few of our different social platforms. I will link, for everyone watching it, I'll link Rajul's platforms under the video. And then you guys can, whichever platform you use the most, can just contact them there. So
sounds great, man. Yeah, sounds like a plan. I'm looking forward to anyone who's in the need of, the kind of services that we are providing. And even if you don't decide to, work with us, we can just have a quick chat and we can see if there is any suggestions I can make to help you improve your business.
Yeah, my suggestion is just reach out and ask a question. Like, that would be my suggestion. Just start there.
Definitely. Sounds like a plan.
Well, dude, Rajul, I appreciate you, man, taking the time out of your day to do this. Like I said, pumped for what we're doing. Highly recommend everyone at least reach out to Rajul and at least ask what Rajul's doing for us in detail, and he can tell you. Anyway, recommend him. There's a lot of people in the market that do it, but we trusted Rajul to do it for us after all the mishaps with other people we've worked with to do this. So reach out to him, man. And again, Rajul, appreciate you, dude.
Thank you so much, man, for your time as well. And I highly appreciate your support as well. And yeah, let's crush the rest of the 2021 with bigger goals, and let's help as much people as we can with the approach.
Game on, dude. All right, fam. Catch y'all later.